it's going to be wide open, as Gary said. That I think we're going to look at Trevor and Sanchez and Mark and see how they do, and with throwing Paxton in there too. So I think that's what's exciting about finally getting to start camp, as we get to see what how it's going to really take shape. And so you know, Gary is very seasoned at that position, and so I know he's going to handle it the right way, and we'll find the right guy.
Broncos General Manager John Elway saying that he expects the quarterback competition to be wide open. Mark Sanchez, Trevor Siemian, Paxton Lynch. Darren Woodson joins us now. How are we doing?
I'm doing great.
All right, your first.
What's up, man?
I'm enjoying it. I can't wait till you guys go to New York, the Jets camp. So just got done talking bad about him. You too, Max.
I don't think I was talking bad about it. I think I was just being honest. I think I was just being honest.
You're just telling the truth.
I mean, what do you think?
Can you not handle it?
I'm supposed to be scared.
No, Stephen A., you see what it is?
I'll be there.
See what it is?
I'm coming.
He likes it when I tell the truth about boxing, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
right.
it's not bad. But you don't like it when we tell the truth about football.
You can't talk like that about football, man.
There you go.
You can't start that way.
There you go. Well, listen, be happy I'm allowing you on the show, former
Here you go.
Cowboy. I'm just saying. You know,
Molly,
Cowboys are not really welcome.
No character issues right here. Thank you for being with us. You know we love having you. Darren, has Elway dropped the ball?
Listen, I think it started with Brock Osweiler. They had a chance, a quarterback that went 5-2, backed up Peyton Manning, went 5-2. They dropped the ball as far as signing Brock Osweiler. I think that's where it started. That's where it started. Listen, because you go 5-2 in that system with that defense.
We need a camera on Stephen A's face.
And it's proven that you've gone 5-2.
Please, someone put a camera on Stephen A's face.
I think that's where they started. I think that's where it started as far as dropping the ball, as far as signing a quarterback. Because now you're in a situation where you go and get a Mark Sanchez to come in, and basically he's supposed to be your starting guy. And now we're talking Trevor Siemian, who's a 7th-round pick, 250 to be exact. And then you got Paxton Lynch coming in as a true rookie. If you're a guy like DeMarcus Ware, you're on that defensive side of the ball, Von Miller, especially DeMarcus Ware, and you're at the twilight of your career, it's all about winning championships. That's all you want to do. And I've been in that position. I went from Troy Aikman to Carter.
Yep.
Right.
As a starting
Quincy Carter.
Quincy Carter.
Yeah, can't even remember his first name.
Sorry, man. But I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember his first name. Right. I'm sitting here thinking, I'm at the twilight of my career. All I want to do is win football games. DeMarcus Ware is sitting there right now saying, who's going to win that starting? Who's going to win that starting job?
I can't take you right now. I can't take you. I'm not letting you get away with this, Darren Woodson. You're the same guy that was on this show last year. I love Peyton Manning, Hall of Famer, one of the greatest ever. But he's not the same. He has fallen off tremendously. Now you're telling me that they win a Super Bowl with Peyton Manning being a shell of himself, but John Elway dropped the ball because he offers Brock Osweiler in excess of $30 million, and Brock Osweiler didn't want to stay there and have the pressure of succeeding one of the great quarterbacks, being on a reigning defending Super Bowl champion, and he ran to Houston. That's what he did. That's what he did. I'm sorry. Do you not know? Do you not know?
$30 million.
Let me ask you. Offered him. He said, "Listen, that's what they said. I don't know that for a fact. Giving Von Miller money. Who's to say he just threw money around to Brock Osweiler?"
Wait. That's homegrown and nurtured. You know, it's a little bit different for Brock Osweiler than it is for the brother named Von Miller running around playing around with snakes. All right, let's stop that nonsense, okay? We all know there's a different level of treatment that Von Miller was going to receive compared to Brock Osweiler, who was your nurtured, trained, groomed successor to one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. Yes. You know that. So
I think that's a good point about Osweiler. That was a sunk cost for them. They invested time in him, holding the clipboard.
That's all I'm saying.
Peyton. But here's the thing about John Elway.
Go ahead.
Look, John Elway got to the Super Bowl consecutive years, and one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. You could argue even the best, maybe, but got to the Super Bowl consecutive years as GM, once with an offense without a defense, the very next year with a defense without an offense. I mean, you got to give it to this guy. So before you criticize, you have to assume he knows what he's doing. However, here's the problem right now. He said during the negotiations, there should be a middle class for quarterbacks. He was sending a signal to Osweiler, look, you're not a bum, but you're not a franchise player either. We'd like to pay you in between. Osweiler wasn't trying to hear it. There was a market for him. We understand that. Here's where Elway messed up. He dropped the ball. As you said, this team is poised to win another championship. Who's their starting quarterback going to be most likely? Mark Sanchez. And let me tell you who Mark Sanchez is. Mark Sanchez is the Jeff Green of the NFL. The forward, NBA forward. He's a dangerous player. Like Jeff Green, he's dangerous. They're really backup players, but they're good enough in stretches to fool you into thinking they can be starters. And because you give them too much responsibility and they're not good and consistent enough, they sink your chances to win. That's Mark Sanchez.
I resent that comparison.
Simeon's not ready. Simeon's not ready, and Paxton Lynch is probably a year or two away.
Right.
They're going into the season without a quarterback.
Let me chime in here. Hold on for 1 second, Darren. First of all, it's an insult to Jeff Green because Jeff Green, well, first of all, he can play. He's relatively consistent, and even though he's good enough to make you believe he's a starter, he is somebody who's perfectly content playing whatever role you want him to play.
Should be on the bench.
As long as he gets his minutes and they're winning. Whereas Mark Sanchez will come out and tell you, lie to your face by telling you he deserves to be a starter when he himself knows good and damn well he's got no business being a starter.
Wait a minute.
He's a quarterback.
Did I stutter? I didn't stutter. That's number one. Get to your point number two. Get to your point number two. Brock Osweiler ran to Houston. Now, you're sitting up there and John Elway gets blamed for that? How? How?
But first of all, I'd like to say he probably didn't offer him the money that he wanted. That he probably wanted and deserved.
Well,
he
went listen to the inside. That's what they said.
5-2. Stephen A., he proved himself and went 5-2.
You know what? Tony Romo went 12-4.
No,
Don't get me started with what he deserves.
He didn't prove himself because the bottom line is on a team with the remains of Peyton Manning, because Peyton Manning was a terrible quarterback last year.
Absolutely.
With the remains of Peyton Manning got yanked in the middle of a playoff game, and as a direct result of that move, they were able to win a Super Bowl. So if you can't even ride it out with the remains of Peyton Manning,
it was not Peyton Manning that won that, went to the Super Bowl and took that team to the Super Bowl.
It was the defense.
Which
is no priority for John Elway to do that. To take care of Osweiler.
No, listen. I think if you look at it, he's a young quarterback, and you can't tell me that he didn't get rubbed wrong. Listen, if you're a competitor at a quarterback position, I don't care what position you're playing, and you're a guy, I don't care if it's Peyton Manning, if it's Joe Montana, and he's sitting on the bench, and you're the starting quarterback that day, and you're in a game, you don't want to get pulled. That's the rub.
Why you get pulled? Why you get pulled against San Diego that day?
He wasn't playing all that. He came in and saved them.
That's the point. He wasn't playing well. So what you supposed to do? I understand that. Well, actually, he threw for 69 yards, threw a nice good pass, got a couple of good passes. Wait a minute. I understand that. But the flip side to it, Darren Woodson, is this. You Brock Osweiler for this particular season. He's Peyton Manning. The man's been in the league for 18 years. He's universally the greatest regular season quarterback ever, one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. And you know good and well, not only are you not going to take the job away from him this particular season because this is his swan song, but also you win the chip and it's your team. It's your team.
Well, how do you know how? Listen. What was the rub? There had to be a rub somewhere along the line where Brock Osweiler felt like you don't appreciate.
Hold on.
It couldn't have been he didn't want that challenge. It couldn't have been he didn't want that challenge.
I think they didn't appreciate who he was.
Oh, really?
So what do you say?
Let's talk about who he was.
You gotta be crazy.
Hold on. Let's talk about who he was. Osweiler, listen, you think Elway knows something about quarterbacks? Recognized who he was. He's a middle-class quarterback. He's not a bum. He's not a star. He wanted to be and got paid like a star, and Elway properly valued him and said, we're not going to pay you that way. In terms of the fact that the defense won the Super Bowl, yes, of course, that's true. All they needed was a quarterback to not screw it up, a quarterback to ride the defense to the chip. Osweiler wasn't even good enough to do that. They had to pull him.
So we're saying right now that Mark Sanchez is going to be the savior.
No. You think he's going to be the starter?
So let's talk about this. So we're saying Trevor Simeon is going to be the starter, the savior.
No.
So Paxton Lynch is going to be the guy then.
No, but Colin Kaepernick may have been able to do it. RG3.
There is no Colin Kaepernick.
Fitzpatrick may have been able to do it.
But there is no Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick, there was a market for him.
1 year, $12 million.
I need to get back to something else because I think right now we need to get back to the biggest point in all of this based off of that soliloquy that Darren Woodson went on. John Elway, a two-time Super Bowl champion, who's been to 5 Super Bowls, who's a Hall of Famer, rather, and one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history, not to mention as a great executive, he's proven to be this. This man nurtures, he grooms this guy to be the successor to Peyton Manning. And you're going to sit here and say it's more of a possibility that John Elway screwed Brock Osweiler over rather than Brock Osweiler running to Houston?
Absolutely.
You got to be crazy. I can't believe you would say something like that. Really? Really? You got this defense. Think about this. You've got this defense, Max. You're a quarterback for the Denver Broncos. You don't even have to be great. Peyton Manning proved that. You don't even have to be great. I understand they lost. Look, they lost Malik Jackson, they lost Trevathan, they lost the crew. I get that. But the defense is still considered stout. You know this. You're the reigning, defending Super Bowl champions, and you can be average and still win another chip. And you leave for Houston, and you leave for Houston.
You just spoke to it right there.
He left because of money and he got pulled.
I mean, listen, you just spoke to it. You just said it.
Not because he's scared.
He knows. He knew who he had.
Hold on.
He knew he had.
Hold on. I got to move over here. Molly. I'm going to bring Molly in this. Did Molly... Hold on. I'm sorry, I got to get in light. Hold on.
You got to be careful for football knowledge.
Wait a minute.
He didn't get paid, right?
Please. I ain't scared of nobody.
And he got pulled because of Peyton Manning. That's why he left.
I'll say this respectfully, Miss Molly, because I don't want to speak to you in the tone that I spoke to him, but I will get on you about this. Are you trying to tell me that just because you play the quarterback position in the NFL, that there's everybody, no one's scared? No one's scared.
He's not scared.
No, hold on. You said...
I don't think Brock Osweiler... No, don't
Your words were... Molly's words were... He's a quarterback.
You got to have some confidence to be a quarterback in the National Football League.
Let me clear this. As usual, I have to clear all of this up. On the one hand, Elway overplayed his hand.
You've been there for 3 days.
Well, and amazing how quickly I established that. In 3 days, already on the voice of reason. Osweiler was not worth the money. That's true. Elway was right about that. On the other hand, you have to have a better backup plan than going into the season with Mark Sanchez as your starter.
Thank you.
Wait a minute. He might not be the starter.
Have a backup plan.
Okay.
One.
I feel you on that. If you want to get on them for not having a backup plan, but understand why. Because he knew that he was going to take care of Brock Osweiler, and he didn't think Osweiler was going to run. Ha!
Well, that's it.
Ha!
You got the last word.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Woodson, why do you always get this man so fired up?
Oh, my goodness.
Thank you.
Darren just does something to mess with me. He just does something to mess with me, man.
Darren will be back with us later.
Boy, I mean...
Carmelo Anthony wasn't sure if he was going to play for Team USA in the Olympics when his close friends LeBron James, Chris Paul, and Dwayne Wade decided not to play. That was when the players who committed to the team encouraged Anthony to come back for a chance to win a 3rd Olympic gold medal, an accomplishment no American men's basketball player has yet achieved. Quote, they were saying, it's your time, your Olympics. You should take advantage of this opportunity. Once the guy started reaching out and talking to me about that, it felt good to hear my colleagues want me to have that. Mr. Smith, should Carmelo be playing in the Olympics?
No. It's nothing different than I've told him before. And, you know, I know and got mad respect for all of them and mad love for him and D-Wade and CP3 in particular. But let me be very, very clear. I don't give a damn about a gold medal. I'm sorry to sound unpatriotic because I'm not. I root for USA. I'm an American, okay, and proud to be one. And I'm going to be rooting for Team USA in everything. I don't care what the event is. I personally don't believe that we need those superstars in order to win gold, number one. Number two, and more importantly, I don't believe NBA superstars should be jeopardizing themselves by participating in Olympic competition when they're getting their checks from NBA teams and owners. But in the case of Carmelo Anthony specifically, let me be very, very clear. I consider, at least up until a year or two ago, I considered Carmelo Anthony one of the top 5 offensive players of this generation. He is that big time. Certainly not so much defensively, but offensively, he is that big time, Max. He is that big time. But he's 32. Over the last 2 seasons, he's missed 52 games. 40 the year before, 10 last year. He isn't 100, even if he is 100% healthy, as you pointed to, age, attrition, father time comes creeping in. Carmelo Anthony has never played in an NBA Finals. Carmelo Anthony is in the league for the last 13 years, and only once has he been to a conference finals. Your boy, one of your boys who you are incredibly tight with, has been to 6 consecutive finals. He's got 3 rings, okay? And he's been to 7 finals in his career. The other one of your boys is a 3-time champion who has been to 5. Aren't conversations just a tad bit odd? Is it just me? Is it just me? I don't know. But what I'm saying is, when I look at it from that perspective, the priority to me should be all about winning a championship, going for it, exhausting every means and measure necessary to get to that point. And when I look at Carmelo Anthony, who has 2 gold medals, now mind you, I wouldn't be saying this if he never played in the Olympics, but he has not won 2 rings. 2 gold medals, I'm sorry. 2. What the hell is a 3rd gonna do?
He'd be the first.
Really? That's
Maybe
what,
he feels like I can't get rings, so I'll get 3 medals.
Really? I mean, in America, I'm going to put myself out on a limb. In America, as it pertains to a superstar NBA player, we don't really give a damn if you have a gold medal or not, especially if you already have one. What we care about is the ring. And especially me being a diehard New York Knicks fan, that's what I care about. I don't care to see him in Rio.
Okay. Much as it pains me to agree with my esteemed colleague, Stephen A. Smith, I think we're just going to have to go with the Olympics today. Look, the Olympics are a scam. Kids, the Olympics are a scam, especially for professional players. What do I mean by this? It's a scam. Everyone gets paid. If they asked any one of us to go cover the Olympics, are you doing that for free?
No.
Are you doing that for free? Would this network cover them without selling commercial time? Would the commercials just be buying time to not sell their products, or would they be selling their products? Would the ushers get paid? Is it good for the economy of the city that hosts the Olympics? For the profile of the nation that hosts it? It's good for every single person involved except for labor. The actual participants don't get paid. Boy, that is a sweet deal. And they get duped into competing. And by the way, like you, I'm a patriot. I love this country. I love it. And USA when we're in the Olympics, of course. Hardcore.
I'd rather be.
I'm just saying, let's be honest. The athletes are duped by using this idea of patriotism to make money for everyone involved except for themselves. Now, why did the Dream Team, why did professional players in the NBA start playing in the first place? Because the rest of the world caught up to us, and it started to get embarrassing. And so we said, okay, how about this? We'll actually send our best players, instead of those Eastern European countries whose best players weren't getting paid anyway and qualified for the Olympics at the time. We're going to send our best players, and we'll see what's what. And we slaughtered everybody. It was over, right? But once that had been established, there's no reason to keep doing it. Now, how about this? How about the Lakers a couple years ago? Pau Gasol competes in the Olympics, not even for Team USA, for Spain, and then he's exhausted by the time the season starts, had a bad season, was getting older, a 7-footer, had injury problems. The Lakers are the team that's paying him, but competing against the United States, and oh, it's a good thing for him, he's competing in the Olympics. No, it wasn't. It was a bad thing for him, and it's a bad thing for Carmelo. You know who the Olympics are good for? Let's be practical about this. Boogie Cousins a couple years ago, right? You have a young 20s emerging star.
See, I don't mind that.
Me neither.
I don't mind that.
Neither. You have an emerging star whose brand is not as significant as his talent and his skills yet, would be served, his game would be served by being around a winning culture and other world-class players and world-class coaching, and whose recognition would go up by participating. And who's not injury-prone. Very good for a guy like Boogie Cousins. It is idiotic for a guy like Carmelo Anthony. We agree about that.
You know what? To me, I'm not even thinking about the intellect behind it, whether it's an intelligent or idiotic decision. I'm not going there. I got too much respect for him to do that. Where I'm going is that I challenge any basketball fan in the United States of America to genuinely tell me that they care about seeing him in the Olympics. What you care about, if you are a fan of Carmelo Anthony, if you are a Knicks fan, if you are a NBA fan, what you care about when you see Carmelo Anthony is Carmelo Anthony being in peak condition and peak form, ready to vehemently pursue an NBA championship, especially since 2 of the 3 brothers you are known for hanging out with most got 6 rings between them.
Amen.
And 12 NBA Finals appearances combined. I mean, come on. I'm just saying.
You don't see any of them playing.
Listen, that's all. I'm like, yo, you got 2 gold medals, you 32, and you are one of the elite NBA offensive players in history, and you have never played in an NBA Finals. I need that. I need that from him.
I'll tell you what I don't want to hear. Oh, why couldn't you get back down the court? Tired. Right? Like, you know, now fatigue is no excuse.
I'm not. I don't care.
In the upcoming season?
I don't care about a 3rd gold medal for Carmelo Anthony. I care about an elusive 1st championship ring. I want to see him going at LeBron and putting LeBron on his heels because I'm trying to come for what you've got. That's what I want to see from Carmelo.
The Knicks win a championship
That's what I'm saying.
This year are 0.
I understand that.
He could go to the Olympics or not.
I know this much, but I still appreciate it if he give it to LeBron, though. Because he get on the court with LeBron, he's got the talent to do it.
Yeah, no one can stop him offensively.
Nobody can stop Melo. Nobody can stop him.
Let's leave it